Eesh. Aliens. Oh boy. I am who I am. Go live. Nice. All right. Hello, everyone. I can't hear me. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. There's an echo. Hang on, guys. Why is there an echo? Why is the voice double? Okay, how about now? We any better? Hopefully. Hang on one sec. Okay, the voice is good. Let me just figure this part out now. Chillify, okay. Bring it down to 30. And we should... Okay, I think we're good. How about a disco ball turning into ice crystal skulls? I like that. Let me jot that down. Hang on. So today I'm going to build something from scratch again. Clear. And we're going to try and get all the way up to a place where we can animate something from a basic animate diff workflow. Let me jot that down. But first I'm going to do a text node. Actually, note. There we go. A disco ball. We'll get to that later. Good suggestion. Do I build my own ControlNet videos? Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't always build my own workflows, but I certainly make all my own videos using a variety of workflows and techniques and whatnot. But today we're going to build a workflow from scratch, one that should be capable of making animations somewhat capable of my usual fare, although they won't have all the bells and whistles required for doing some of the more advanced morphs, where I kind of morph between 4 different images, stuff like that. I'm not going to build that out, but I will be building something that can still make a really pretty animation. So, and I'm not going to explain everything. This is not like a crash course, although I will try and walk you through some of it, but this won't be super comprehensive because I want to get it up and running quickly. Commission for my music videos. Right on, right on. Yeah, just hit me up in the DM and we can certainly talk about it. Sounds fun. And so the first thing we need, as always, is a checkpoint. Load checkpoint node. And this will be an LCM. So I'm just going to go for stable yogi, which I really enjoy. We're going to need a couple conditions, a positive and negative. Got our number 1 and our number 2. Gonna call that positive, call this negative. Negative. Beautiful. And what do we need now? We need a K-sampler where all the magic's going to happen. We also need a latent image, empty latent image, which will determine basically our resolution, as well as our frame count, which we'll put at a comfortable 60. Al Hardy, oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you like my stuff. It's quite the variety, I guess you could say. So we also need a VAE. We will need the VAE at the decode phase. A VAE model is basically responsible for taking your prompt and your empty latent image. It allows the AI to, how should I put this? Well, technically the term is to encode and decode your latent image. And the latent space is where the AI basically assembles your image for you. Think of it like a parallel reality or something. A place that you can't really see with your eyes, but it's where the AI assembles everything based on what you gave it. And it needs to be able to take your input and then give back to you the end result. And the model that allows you to do that back and forth handshake is the VAE model. And so there's a process called the VAE encode, which you're encoding into latent space, and then decoding, which means you're decoding it back into pixel space where you can visibly see the result with your eyeballs. The fifth dimension, exactly. But yeah, that's more or less what the VAE model is used for. And there's a few different ones. I mean, there's not that much variety with VAE. Usually you'll either use one that's already baked into the model, or just one that's already super popular in the community that is recommended, like Load VAE. Pretty much you'll see most people use this one right here, and you don't have to memorize the name of it. It's pretty popular, pretty common. It doesn't come with Comfy, I think. You have to install it manually, but yeah, I obviously have everything installed already, and I'm not going to really walk through that process right now, but just as kind of a overview. And so we basically have everything we need to make a crude image. Let's do a preview image node. Let's do a juicy strawberry to start, just to see if our image generations are working. I will do LCM, I guess. 512 by 512. Let's give that a try. We need a model, yes, obviously. So connect the model from load checkpoint right into KSAMP. And we have a really mutated strawberry. I don't think I would eat that. It's cool to look at, though. Let's real quickly, though, do a nice Stable Diffusion XL version. I just want to see what that would look like. So this is a much better model than the one I used just now. We're going to see what the result is here real quick. Mobius is an old favorite of mine. Very good at following your prompts and giving you really cool stuff. How do I get my morph so buttery smooth? Mucho practice and just a ever-evolving understanding of the software and kind of what everything does, the relationship between every node and what various settings do. A lot of experimentation. That's a beautiful strawberry. I still don't think I would eat it because those seeds are a little sus, but it's better than this one. Okay, so we have a basically functional text to image. What model am I using before XL? The one I started with here, which I'm going to go back to when we animate, is one of my favorites at the moment. It's called Realism by Stable Yogi. I'm using version 6, which I think is the latest at the moment. But that's basically it for the image gen. We're not going to focus too much on that because I want to animate something. So let's reorganize a little bit. Let's move our output nodes kind of into their own folder over off to the right. Move everything else off to the left. Actually, we can kind of move our prompts closer to the output, because what I want to put between our load checkpoint and the prompts are the nodes responsible for animation. And this is where it gets pretty complex. Good night, Italy. Good night, Italy. All right, so I'm definitely not going to walk through every like agonizing detail for animate diff, but I'll kind of briefly explain as I'm inserting them. We're going to need a total of 6 different nodes that are related to animate diff. And if you're wondering what animate diff means, it means animate diffusion. That's what it's short for. You're animating the diffusion images. It basically adds context to a series of or sequence of images that you generate. Like imagine I made 60 of these strawberries here. It uses various algorithms to intelligently stitch those images together and offer context so that they move and animate in a pretty pleasing manner. So that's really what it allows you to do. I'm going to start with the evolved sampling. And just follow me here. I'm not going to, like I said, not going to explain everything right now, but I am releasing a course, by the way, you guys, in the coming weeks, possibly months, hopefully no more than 2 months, should be uploading a course that will definitely go over all of this in a lot more detail, with like every single node and what it does, like what is this, for example, what is this responsible for, what is this node responsible for. I will try and crawl through each detail as carefully as I can there, but for today I just want something that works because we only have about an hour or so. So where this goes, basically it lives on the model chain, so that means that, as you can see here, the load checkpoint is currently connected right into the K-sampler with the model noodle right there. But we want to intercept it. We want it to instead go right on through here and then pass that right over to the K-sampler. So it's going to intercept that line of communication because it lives on the model chain. And that's basically what, yeah, so that's what we need on the model, but we can't get by with just this node alone. Like I said, there's about 6 different nodes, at least that I use in my animate diff workflows, to get everything fully functional. So first we're going to need this M model, stands for, I believe, motion models. So let us start by doing that. So that's going to be where our animate diff model is dictated. And this one will require 3 inputs. It will technically 5, but I'm going to leave the last 2 alone. We don't need those for my purposes now. Motion model, this is optional, but I'm going to do a motion LoRa anyways because it's kind of fun. Motion LoRa, oops, motion LoRa. I'm missing here, motion model, load animate diff model. Oh, that's just for the base animate diff model. Never mind. This is motion LoRa. Okay. Got load animate diff LoRa, and then we want scale multival, which basically determines like the amount of motion you want in your video. It's a numeric value. Thanks, Joel. Yeah, it's good to hear signals like that people would be interested. Hopefully, it'll end up helping a lot of people. I'll try and make it pretty comprehensive. Okay, so we want this node right here, multival dynamic. Don't worry what all these terms mean. It can be quite overwhelming. What you essentially need to know is that this node right here, see, it plugs right into scale multival. This numeric value will determine how dramatic the motion is in your video. And so the lower this is, the more it will become static and rigid and more like an image even. But the higher it goes, the more dynamic and animated your animation will be. But it's generally okay just to leave it around 1 is a pretty good value. And you don't want to go too high or low from the 1 point. Like, honestly, you don't really want to go past point 1.5. It'll start getting really incoherent and just chaotic, like a storm of noise. Do I give one-on-one classes? I do not, but I'm considering offering something like that. I've been thinking about offering coaching or something to that effect. So do keep, I guess, an eye out. If I plan on doing that, I'll announce it here. But give us your secrets. Well, these right here aren't really so much the secrets yet. They're really just like the basic assembly of basic animate diff workflow to get things fundamentally work. So what were we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more node for this to fully do its thing, and that would be the context options. I'm gonna paste in a looped uniform. There's a few options, but this is the one. This is the one if you want your videos to smoothly loop. And obviously, if you're posting to social media, you would very much want your videos to loop because it's that type of content is favored on social media because it promotes people watching your stuff over and over and over because of the mesmerizing quality of a perfectly looping video. You take a one-on-one, right on. Yeah, just reach out to me and, we can certainly talk about that. I'd love to set that up. I don't have like a formal system in place right now. I might like sign up for Calendly or something. I think a lot of people use that to schedule one-on-ones, but we can figure something out. So now we have all 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should be good with our stack. It's a lot to look at, I know, but this is pretty much the hardest part of setting this entire thing up, in my opinion, is setting up this proper stack of animate diff. So now everything looks like it's properly plugged in as well. Let's literally try an animation. Let's set the frame count from 1 up to 60. Set the resolution down to, let's do 512 by 512. And I think we're good to go, if I'm not mistaken. Cue prompt. And as you can see, I've also left all the defaults for the settings here in Animate Diff. I might want to mess with that soon. What am I doing? I'm setting up an animation workflow in ComfyUI. I'm basically doing AI image animations, but in an open source kind of way. All of this stuff is completely free. All these programs are totally free. So if you learn the ropes and you discipline yourself to kind of understand it, you can make some pretty fun stuff and not really pay a dime. Except, of course, for the computer to run it. You're going to need a pretty powerful computer. This is looking interesting. Oh, one thing I didn't change, though, because there's always something, right? I forgot to mess with the K-sampler settings, so we're going to have to adjust that after this. Can I sell any of it? Well, I've definitely worked with clients on a commission basis, and I've done custom videos and jobs for people. But as far as like Instagram monetization on Reels and whatnot, there's definitely an avenue for that. If you're at all familiar with my page and the kind of stuff I post, I do get demonetized quite frequently because my stuff's pretty like provocative, to say the least. But there is a pathway for monetizing your Instagram videos. I just realized this also needs to be a different type of node for watching videos, not for watching images. Because, yeah, combine, video combine, there it is. Okay, video combine, plug that in. We don't need that anymore. Let's bring this up to 12 frames a second. And we should be good. Let's, oh, it's going to do another one because we need to fix the seed. And this will also give us a chance to change up these settings as well, which need to be adjusted to LCM and SGM. And now we should be in a good spot. Let's give it a shot. No, we're not in a good spot. That needs to be 12. This needs to be 2. Okay, now we're good. Hello, guys. How are you? It does look like a serious learning curve. It certainly can be, yes. Not for the faint of heart, but definitely rewarding, especially as an artist. If you're an artist and you really want to like get your hands dirty with some of the latest cutting edge, technology, this is really the place to do it. The monetization avenues in my course. Great question. I wasn't considering it, but that's very interesting feedback. I might consider touching on that element, especially if I angle it like the sort of thing where like how to go viral on Instagram. I haven't fully like thought about how to angle it, but if I take the Instagram angle with it, then certainly monetization could be a good thing to talk about. This is pretty cool looking. Kind of blurry. I think that was a stylistic decision that the AI made though. Still pretty cool though. It's like a microscopic close-up kind of viewing of it. I like it. It's quite pretty. So let us, real quick here, I want to do a really quick and dirty upscale on that, if it isn't too inconvenient. So I'm going to paste in this node right here, Ultimate SD Upscale, which is pretty cool. I'm going to just gauge how long this takes. If it takes too long, we're not going to wait for the upscale, but if it doesn't, then it will be worth it. I think you'll appreciate the results even more. So, love sampling, okay, upscale model. Let's do realistic. Can I do a person? Yeah, I can do a person after this. Gore with the strawberries? Yes, I should. Okay, so video combine out to there, and let's just 2x it. It should be fine. Got 512. 512 are the tile res. Pretty much there. Okay, let's give this a shot. Oh, it needs a VAE. Always needs that VAE. Okay. Is this upscaler on Civitai? No, but it's actually even easier to find than Civitai. If I recall, it should be in the ComfyUI Manager. So you would just go down to Manager off to the right. Oh, I just realized you're only seeing some of my screen. Let me make sure that you can see everything, including the menu. There we go. So yeah, this menu right here, if you have Comfy Manager installed, which highly recommended, you should, click on Manager and then click Install Custom Nodes and search for Ultimate. See what comes up if you just type Ultimate. And yes, lo and behold, the top result here should be Ultimate SD Upscale. This is the node you want to look for. Just install that and go to town. But wow, the technical steps. Yeah, it can be quite technical, which is why for many months I did not decide to learn Comfy. I was just way too intimidated. But, you know, just biting the bullet and finally learning it is honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made. So it can be intimidating at first, but I would highly encourage you to stick with it because I consider myself more of an artist than a coder or anything like that. And hey, you know, if an artist can learn this, then I think anybody can, because I predominantly engage that part of my brain, which is not always that technical. So I truly believe that almost anyone can learn this if they try hard enough. And hopefully my course will prove that. I don't know. It's going to be my first course, so I'm a little, I guess not nervous, but yeah, I'm nervous. I really want it to come out like solid and quality, and I want it to help a lot of people. Okay, how long is this going to take? I just realized. Okay, 50 seconds there. Pause. So we have about 4 tiles to do here. We're on one of 4, and this one has 30 seconds left on it. I don't know how practical this is going to be. The answer is not very practical. So I'm going to close Comfy and reopen it because I'm not going to waste your time with the upscale. Whoop whoop to the right side, brainers, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Though I think what I will do is, maybe I will attempt this, but I'm going to bring the steps way back down to about... yes. Oh, yes. Are we back? Testing 1, 2, 3. Have we returned? I think we're back. Sorry, guys. That sucked. I just noticed that it froze. It was creepy, the frame that it chose to freeze on of my face. I looked very concerned. But looks like we sorted it out. This is pretty cool. And yeah. Oops. Can I release hours-long versions of my videos? Yeah, I mean, I will say that these live streams that you see are archived automatically over on my YouTube page, which is at AI is Cursed, youtube.com/AI is Cursed. If you head over to the live tab here, you'll find an ever-growing catalog collection of my live streams, including today's, shortly after I end it. So that's pretty cool. The elevator music's so apparent when it froze. Good. All right, so cool. So the okay, so the upscaler was not like sublime. It wasn't like the best thing ever. It's like fine. I think just the input material it's already blurry. I don't know why the AI chose to make it so blurry, but that's okay. We're going to park this idea here for now, and I'm going to finish setting up my IP adapter, so I think I was describing it earlier, but I might have been frozen at the time, so you probably didn't hear anything. The IP adapter will basically allow us to use an image as our input, as our prompt. Instead of having to type a prompt, we're going to get to prompt using images, and the AI can intelligently look at, scan the image, and derive a prompt from it, derive a description, and then use that as the prompt. Hey, thank you, Caden. I really appreciate that, bro. Can I do what you do for free? Is there a simple way? Well, I will say that what you're looking at right here is totally free software. All these tools are totally free. The only thing is you're going to need some hardware that's capable of running it, like a pretty decent graphics card and stuff like that. But otherwise, you should be good. Okay, so this is going to need a load image and reference. Let's just play with this creepy pineapple demon thing. And that will be our prompt. So if all goes well, in fact, let's just delete the text prompt and see if we're good to go as is. We should be. I want to say yes. Let's just give it a rip. Let's give it a go. Q prompt. Okay, looks like that was successful. Ooh, and it's doing something. What strength? Oh, I used a light model. I don't want it to be light. I want it to be... So there's a few different IP adapter options that we have. Like low strength, medium strength, high strength. We're currently on low strength, which means it's only going to take like some inspiration from the image input and kind of hallucinate the rest. In other words, it's not going to look that accurate. But if I set it to plus high strength, which is the one I normally operate with, I think we're going to get much better results. But I'm still curious to see what it gives us here, because it does look interesting. All right, let's take a look. Weird. Not that great, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to set it to plus. And also, it's still kind of blurry. I wonder why the results are so blurry. Could it be the model? Maybe it's the model. Well, let's manually select the scheduler. Oh, let's also change this up. zoom to 0.7, do a zoom in. Just doing a couple things here, folks. That looks good. This looks good. I'm going to set my negative prompt too, by the way. I just realized I forgot to. I'm going to type nude and not safe for work, just so, because we're live and on stream, that we don't generate anything that we don't want to get flagged for. So I think nude NSFW should do fine. And let's try this again. I think we're good to try it again. Let's increment the seed. Try fresh seed. Thank you, Mina. I appreciate you. And now already, as you can see, we're looking a lot more true to life with our image input. It looks a lot more like the original than it does here. Wonder if this will be interesting. Also, I don't know if the guy or gal who recommended I try this out, I don't know if you're still here, but I'd like to try it after this one, so I will. Disco ball turning into ice crystal skulls. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, you guys. I think it's pretty cool. Pepperoni dragon? That sounds interesting. What do I think of Flux in Midjourney? Well, I love Midjourney. It's pretty much my mainstay for image generation right now, or at least it's the one I use the most and have for the longest. But Flux is definitely impressive. I have it installed on my computer and I've used it a few times. I must not be doing something right, because like the generations can take like really long sometimes, just very, very long. And I have some pretty capable hardware. I must not be doing something correctly, but the actual results that I get when it does work are impressive, especially with text and logos. It's quite good with that. Hey, GN Creative, how are you? But yeah, Flux seems cool. I think it'll be a lot of fun, especially once animation is supported with this stuff right here, Animate Dev. That'll be a lot of fun. So we want to do what? This, okay, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I want to check on something real quick here. Let's, shit. I want to check one of my previous workflows to see if everything is set correctly, because I just want to make sure. So we have, okay, IP adapter advanced. Is there any advantage that's using that versus what I currently have? Clip vision plugs into what? That's for the mask. Okay. All right. No, I think we should be good. I think we should be good. All right. So yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you. The pineapple guy eat his own face. I probably could figure that out, but I'd have to play with it a bit. It's a pretty specific request. Although I could prompt Runway and see if it fares any better. Just have it run in the background. If you're not familiar, Runway is pretty much one of the best, current best AI video closed source platforms at the moment. Let's do it. A pineapple man eating his own face. It's probably going to reject it. It's been really finicky lately with the prompts. At least with me. Oops, what's going on here? Okay. Let's try that out. Okay. All right, so we'll let that run in the background. Erwan, I'm not sharing workflows right at the moment, but hopefully with the walkthroughs that I've been giving on stream, it will at the very least be possible to replicate to some degree. I'll release workflows somewhere down the line. It's just not something I'm doing at the moment. So what did I want to do here? I wanted to try something else. Let's, do we want the, yeah, we want control net as well. So let's also add a control net in. Let's just move these off to the side. This will not be the prettiest workflow to look at either today. I'm not going to spend too much time organizing it as I normally do, but I just want to get the functionality down pat. I think that's the priority for me. So for control net, we need control net, apply control net. And this will live on the conditioning chain of things, not the model, but the conditioning. So the clip, actually, yeah. It will take a positive prompt only. It can also take negative in the advanced version of this node. But I'm just going to use the one that takes positive. And that should be sufficient for our needs. So control net loader, we'll use that as the model. We also want this to be pre-processor. And for this, we'll use, I guess, do I have QR monster? No. Let's use depth. Depth is fine. Depth is fine. Okay. And for the input, load video from path. Gonna do that there. And this should be functional now. Let's give it a reference video. We'll do this one right here. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Actually, I don't know if I want to use that one right now. Let's use, let's play with a different one. Let's just do a basic circling out. Okay, that should be fine. We'll do a 0.6 for the strength. And now I think we should be good. Let's try it out. For sure, everyone. Yeah, thank you for understanding. But yeah, hopefully, and I know I'm moving at a pretty quick pace because, well, just due to time constraints. But as I do more streams as well, I'll continue to reiterate and go over the same kind of principles, and things should start to make sense eventually. What is the error that we're getting? We're getting, I can't read that. Error occurred, K-sampler control net may not be supported, requires featuring. Okay, I think I know what the problem is. Pretty sure I know what the problem is. The model is incorrect. So let's do this one right here. Now let's try it. This should be fine. No, it's not. Maybe it's the preprocessor. Depth. I think it is the preprocessor. Oh, no. Looks like we're good. So far. Again, it might give us a hiccup at the K-sampler again. Ken Dougal, how did I get into doing this? That's a great question. I'll answer that in just a moment. Let me just get past this little issue with the preprocessor. Let's bypass it altogether. Nope, still not great. Maybe control net advanced? This might be the right one. I think I'll answer you in just a moment. I'm kind of in problem-solving mode at the moment. So we got positive, we got negative. Let's just delete all these. So positive, negative, negative. Strength will be at 6, and control net loader shall be QR monster. That's a good one. And then lastly, the image will be this. Is that good? Is that good? We good? We good? We good? No, we're not. Control net may not be support required features for Slack. Oh, you get the nodes from ComfyUI Advanced ControlNet? I may just forego the ControlNet here, you guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time with this part of it all. Maybe, though, what's being used over here? Let's take a look. Apply Advanced Control. Okay, so maybe I do need to use this node here. Let's try this. So this will go in here, this will go in here, and then this will go down here. Okay. And then we have our image, and model optional. There we go. Now I think it's going to work. Weird. Okay, so I guess it was the type of model, or the type of node. This, what is this node pack? ComfyUI Advanced Control. What was the one that I used originally? ControlNet Advanced. Oh, this is an inbuilt node that comes stock with Comfy, and it wasn't working. But I guess this is the one. Okay. I'm kind of hearkening back to when I installed all of this, and it's been a little while since I installed ControlNet, but once I put the course together, I will certainly cover this in more detail as far as installing everything and making sure it works as advertised. Try updating the Comfy. Yeah, no, I think we got by, at least for now, with this setup, but oh yeah, similar problem today for sure. I just came mind to explain what you're doing here. I'm using a program called ComfyUI, and I'm making animations using Stable Diffusion AI. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Not really what I expected, but it's very cool. It's trippy. Isn't that trippy? It's very hypnotic. But let's do a different mask for this. Let's do this. Something a little more advanced. And oh, for the strength. Oh, the strength is like jacked super high. Let's bring that back down to 0.6. Let's also turn our motion LoRa off. I don't want it at the moment. Turn it off. Okay, let's go. Let's also increment the seed as well. I like a fresh seed every so often. Let's see what we get. Oh, actually, yeah, 60 frames. Now, it's probably not going to do a perfect loop because this input video is not a perfect loop, and so, yeah. Hi, Cerise Van, how are you doing? How are you doing? This, we have, okay, we have this. Also, I should do a seed everywhere node, a seed everywhere. So that I'll turn the seed here into an input, convert widget to input, convert seed to input. And then we will plug that in. Make it fixed. And our results are questionable at best. Kind of sus. I'm sure we can improve it though. Let's see, how should we approach this? We'll bump this up to 0.8, I think. It's really not following any of it though, is it? Let's do 320 by 320. Let's give it a few more frames too to work with so it has a little more room for context and to dream up some detail. What does this ask for? Checkpoint loader? No. Okay. Hey, Jesus, how's it going? So hopefully this will be a little better. Still not great. I wonder why. Well, that's unfortunate. Let me try one of my other videos. Let's do line art for this. Surely that will work, no? But that wasn't set correctly, was it? How about now? Oh, that's right. You guys were asking how I got into this, weren't you? Got distracted trying to fix shit. So I've always been like a graphic designer and stuff and a web developer for like the last 15 or so years, but only in the last 2 or 3 years did I get into any of this AI stuff. And it really all started with artwork, just static artwork using Midjourney. Midjourney was kind of my gateway to everything. That's kind of interesting, I guess. So Midjourney kind of carried me for a while. I didn't really get into the video stuff until this year, to be honest with you. But it was about January or February of this year when I finally started dabbling in ComfyUI, the program that you see here, because I started seeing really amazing videos that people were posting on Instagram and YouTube, and I'm like, I really want to learn how to make those. Those are crazy to look at. So I started doing some digging and poking around, asking people who made the videos how they did it, and I came to learn that it was made using a program called ComfyUI, and animate diff as well for the model that drove the results. And yeah, that just was a huge rabbit hole that I've gone down and haven't stopped going down since, and I just keep getting, I guess, more and more comfortable with it and capable with it, and the rest is kind of history. But I started watching tutorials and learning what all the nodes do and how they interact and all the stuff, you know. Is there a course for ComfyUI to make videos like yours? Well, I will say that I'm working on a course at the moment that I will hopefully release in the coming weeks, possibly months. But I will say that as far as how I got started, I learned from a guy named Pers on YouTube, Pers Beats. Whoops, let me shrink this window again. At Pers Beats on YouTube is his name, and he's a very good educator. Pers gives really good instructional videos and live streams on how to do various things with ComfyUI. Quite a lot of content on here. Many of his streams are upwards of 2 to 3 hours long, where he just really crawls through the details of ComfyUI and how to do various things and stuff like that. But again, his name is Pers, P-U-R-Z, and highly recommended. He's a really good guy, and he knows so much about ComfyUI. It's just crazy. Really odd yet fascinating. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Can't stop watching even though some of them scare me. Yeah, they're certainly meant to shock. At least that's what I go for. I should be in the film industry? That would be nice. Can't be gems every time. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, this video is not that great. It keeps doing like out of focus stuff with like blurry camera shots. I'm not quite sure what Animate Diff is on about today. Let me compare it to one of my legacy workflows just to like ensure that all the settings are really spick and span what they're normally set to in my experience, just so I know for the future. Okay, so context overlap's usually at 2. False pyramid, false 0, 1. Okay, that looks good. What about for the motion model? Squared linear. Okay, so that is different. Squared linear animate diff. Let's try and running it again now with these new settings in hand. Curious if we get different results or better results. Are these recorded anywhere? Yes, on my YouTube channel, these live streams have been getting automatically backed up and archived to. And my channel is called youtube.com. It's at AI is cursed. AI is cursed. So find me here on YouTube. Head over to my live tab, right there, live, and you'll see a growing catalog of my live streams, including today's, after it's finished. And yeah. Did I run through my workflow? Yeah, I ran through building something from scratch. This is a very rudimentary kind of like animation workflow to get you started with animation. Is this any better at all? No, it's really not. The light is still really flickery and stuff, and I'm just not a huge fan. I think the control net is throwing things off. I think it's not too happy with whatever I've done here. And I don't really know why. Let me see where. So this comes directly out of the positive and negative and then goes over into K-sampler. Okay, that makes sense. And that's really the only communication. Positive, negative. Okay, it should be good. Not too sure. LCMS 215 T2V. That's fine too. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Well, not great. Let me hide the control net. Let's turn that off and see what we get. Thank you for Winged. I appreciate that. What kind of computer am I using? I'm using, I have an NVIDIA 4090. I have about 64 gigs of memory and a Core i9 for the processor. Is TikTok bigger in the US than Instagram? Oh, very good question. Big in terms of what? How are you measuring it? Like user base or popularity? I mean, it's hard for me to quantify. I'm sure you could find some stats online about it, but I mean, for me personally, I like Instagram more than any of the others. It's just best for growing a community and networking and stuff. But TikTok is definitely addictive and fun. Okay, this is whatever as well. It's still, again, just giving us flickery lights. Maybe, okay, let's turn off the IP adapter now too. A zombie running through a field of flowers. Let's try going back to text prompting and see what we get this time. Because I'm not too thrilled with these results, and I feel like something is amiss. Meanwhile, let's go back over to Runway and see what we have here with our pineapple eating its own face prompt. Gnarly. Well, it didn't really do what we asked, but it's still cool looking. Thanks, Blizzard Wizard. Am I sick, you ask? No, I don't think I'm sick. Ooh, this is interesting. It's I don't think that's a zombie, but the running through a field of flowers part is pretty cool looking. Let's turn the IP adapter back on and see if we're to medium strength. Let's see what we get now. Have I got a site where you find your MP4 animation? No, I don't have like an external site where these are kind of hosted or anything. Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Those are the main places to find all my stuff. I probably should put together like a proper website though for all this as well. Okay. It's kind of interesting, I guess. What if I turn it to high strength? This one's still really cool. I like how this looks. It's just definitely not a zombie. It's just like a girl. How much longer do we have, folks? A few more minutes. All right, well, these are like not amazing. So let's try this. Let's turn the control net back on. Let's paste this in. And also a different input image. Maybe the image just sucks. It's very possible that the image just sucks. So we'll try this creepy fella. I just realized, guys, I didn't do the disco ball thing. So I apologize. Maybe if we still have time in a minute, we'll try it. But let's try this real quick. Thank you so much, Four Winged. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope to see you again. Yeah, I mean, I hope that you learn a lot from my live streams on YouTube. Like, they're definitely not that structured. Kind of what you see here today on stream is what you're going to get with some of the others. So if you like the format that you see right now, ooh, this is really cool. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Then yeah, you should be good. But again, I will be releasing a course in a matter of weeks. Maybe that's a little too optimistic. I'm going to aim for no more than 1 to 2 months from now. But do expect a course to be released sometime in the near future where you can really dig into a lot of this. Okay, this is actually not so bad. This is better than the pineapple example, that's for darn sure. What you'll see though is I'm trying to get it to follow this pathway or use this as its kind of reference. So let's actually change this to depth map. Maybe if we use depth map for that instead. Also force rate, we'll force it at 12. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. We probably don't need to do that, but let's try it. This is a pretty cool generation on its own, though. I do like looking at this. How do I find inspiration for shocking ideas? Good question. I follow a lot of other horror accounts on Instagram and stuff, and a lot of it just comes from my own mind, honestly. Just random weird zombies and, you know, various decay elements, eyeballs, skin, flesh, etc. I've got kind of my own little host of keywords mentally that I use. Okay. It's just not that great. I feel like the control net is not really doing its job today. And there's got to be a good reason. Let's go back to my videos. Let's see. I don't know which one to use. Let's use this one. Because it should be coming through a lot more clearly. Yeah. Let's take a look. Let's cue that. What I'm also going to do... shoot, what's going on? I'm going to look back at one of my older workflows again to compare and contrast. Because a lot of this I'm kind of doing on the fly here. And as opposed to using an existing workflow. So let's pull this one in. Where is it? This is an old favorite of mine. Let's see what we have here. Kind of a dated setup, but okay, one-on-one. There's that. Oh, we're using an LCM LoRa. We might want to use that. And a baked VAE. LCM LoRa SD15. Oh, okay, well, we're kind of getting motion of it now. dig the decay right on. Yeah, I do too. What is ControlNet? ControlNet is chiefly responsible for, my understanding is that the ControlNet is used for taking an input like this right here and adapting the structure of it for the final result. In other words, it kind of uses this to trace over, like it will find the edges and the contours of what you've given it here, like this video, and it will essentially paint over this with your prompt. Or in this case, you can think of this image as my paint. So this is my paint, this is my canvas, and it finds the edges and contours of this and paints over it. And then that's what you get here. As you can kind of see in the result, it's sort of following a similar trajectory, if you will, as this input video. Just, it isn't that great though. And I can definitely improve that, probably by playing around a bit with that. Let's bump this up to 30 frames. I just don't know why it doesn't look as good as it normally does. ControlNet model. I don't know, you guys. You are high now, bro? Nice. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're enjoying the stream and stuff. Look at this thing while I'm rendering the other video. Hey, Kalina, how's it going? Today we're just learning about control nets and IP adapters and building stuff from scratch. Ooh, okay. We're doing a lot better here now. So what did I change to get here? It's still flickery a bit. I don't like the flickering of the lights, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was just a moment ago. And I would say the reason is, what did I change just now? Well, I changed the frame rate back to normal there. I think that's really all that I changed. But it looks a heck of a lot better. But this should give you a really clear indication now of exactly what the control net does. Thank you, Ro. I appreciate you. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's do a slightly larger resolution. Maybe that will look a lot nicer too. We'll do random for the seed, and I think that's fine. Let's just go for it. (12.2) LCM SGM, and that should be fine. Wait, is there a different case sampler? Case sampler advanced. Yeah, we don't need that. Okay, we're fine. So let's see what we get. Hey, Nelson, thank you. Thank you so much. And I think what the takeaway lesson here is with the pineapple demon from a few minutes ago, it, like, the results of your, like, the end result can largely depend on the quality and caliber of your input image or your input prompt. Because just by changing up the image from the pineapple to, like, this thing, we're getting dramatically better looking results. So never underestimate the importance of your input image or your input prompt. They play a huge role in, like, the AI is not just this magician that will give you a beautiful result every single time. It's hardly the case. Hardly the case. You're really going to need to, yeah, pay attention to the settings and the prompts ahead of time to get something that's truly unique and cool. Almost done with this one here. I think it's going to be cool. What's IP adapter advanced? I think that's the one I should be using actually. But first, let's see how this looks. What I'm going to do after this is I'm going to mash multiple images together, and it's going to look pretty cool. Looks diseased, yes. It had better look diseased. Okay. So not too shabby. Still has that flickering effect, which I'm never a fan of. The resolution's beautiful. It looks like really pretty otherwise, but those first couple of seconds are really struggling. Is it because the input video is flickery as well? That it could be the case, but somehow I don't think it is. So let's bring for one thing, the weight is really, the strength is so high. Let's bring it down to 0.5, and percent will also be 0.5. And there was something else I wanted to change. What did I want to change? Right, I wanted to do the IP adapter advanced node. IP adapter advanced. Okay. So model IP image. Okay. Model. Okay, and IP adapter. Now let's give it a shot. That will hopefully improve things. Actually, let's do 2 images. Let's have some fun. Let's plug a second IPA in and give it a different image. Let's go back to photos. Just choose any old thing. We'll use something super different looking. We'll use a beach. Beautiful sunset beach right here. We'll plug that in. So what we're going to, in effect, be doing is mashing these two together into one monstrous result. Let's see what we got. Yeah, okay. Delete that. We also don't want blurry, clear, bad quality. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Hey, Andre, you make nice videos. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. The notes at the top. Oh, these right here. This was just a prompt that somebody suggested at the start of the stream. Oh, you're talking about the top of, with the links and whatnot, right? The YouTube, the Patreon. Flickering would be cool with some accompanying sound effects. Yes, it would. Yeah, audio reactivity is something I really want to get into more with this. Oh, I didn't plug something in. It needs an IP adapter. There we go. All right. Now let's see what we get. Again, this is very cool. It's just kind of flickery, which is not great. How can I upload like your 3D HD video? Are you asking how to make videos similar to mine? You should, if so, you should learn the program that I'm using right now on stream. It's called ComfyUI, and it's like super duper powerful and fun. It's for open source AI image and video generation, in this case video. So let's hope this result's a little prettier. I think it will be. Let's get rid of these two. Let's also, let's move the upscaler off to the side. Let's put it in its own folder as well, group rather. We'll do a bypasser node, and we'll turn this off. Bypasser. Where is it? Bypass. There it is. Okay. So this is a useful little node. It's from the RG3 group of custom nodes. And what this allows you to do when placed in a group, will toggle it like a light switch. See, on and off, on and off. So we're going to turn that off. We don't need it. We're going to see the result of our video. Thanks, Tenzin. I appreciate you. Yeah, I work really hard on these videos, so I'm happy to see that people like them. This is going to be juicy. Looks like a tardigrade. Yeah, kind of at times, doesn't it? just a minute. Ooh. Okay, you guys, I think we just struck gold. This is by far the coolest thing we've made so far today, and I'm super happy to share this moment with you. This is beautiful. Isn't this beautiful? It's so cool. So what you're basically looking at is a combination of these two images. It's kind of like this plus this equals the video that you see here. Isn't that cool? Super, super fucking cool. Oh, and also for further reference. So like all the things on the left were mashed together to create the thing on the right. Isn't that fun? That's a really cool screenshot right there, isn't it? Choco lava, yes. Definitely gives those vibes, doesn't it? This is so cool. I'm gonna have to upload this later. And upscale it as well. Should I upscale it right now, maybe? I don't know. It's tempting, but it's gonna take too long. I'm gonna save and come back to it. Let's just name it Chocolate Lava for now. And I gotta wrap it up soon, you guys, but before I do, I owe it to you to I said I would take this prompt earlier today and I just didn't get to it. So a disco ball turning into ice crystal skulls. I'm going to use another workflow that I have in order to achieve this. But I'm still really happy with what we built here today. It's very cool. But to do this properly, I'm going to need to lean on another workflow. Can't wait to see it upscaled when you upload it. Yeah, it's going to be sick when I upload it. Iridescent quicksand, gold flecks. Beautifully described and completely accurate. I love that. Yeah, this is truly unique. You would not be able to make this anywhere else but in Comfy, in my opinion. I'm sure if you knew your way around Blender well enough and had the right imagination for it, you could make it, but I mean, come on, this is the coolest way to do it. So let's start. For this, we're going to do a disco ball. We're going to start by generating a disco ball. First, let me load up my workflow for the animation just to get it prepped. It's gonna be, where are you? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Where is that flow? I think it's this one. Yeah, this should be fine. This will do the trick. So we have this loaded up, locked and loaded, and we're gonna want Midjourney. Let's bring up Midjourney. I'm just going to browse the existing gallery of stuff. So disco ball. Perfect. That's kind of pretty. Let's take that. Come back over. Get it ready down here. Hey, DMT Portal, how's it going? Good to see you. I love your page. The work that you do is really, really cool. I like your work, man. Why don't you make meaningful ones instead? Like a good message. Well, hey, I mean, they're meaningful to me, you know, as the artist. They come from the heart, so I guess that's all that really matters, but hopefully they're meaning to others as well. Let's start by pasting this in. And what are we morphing into? An ice crystal skull. That'll be sick. Oh, you know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to take this this picture of the disco ball, and I'm going to image to image it. I'm going to morph it into something else. To do that, I'm going to load the default, and we're going to paste it right here, right on her, VA encode, and we're going to literally just paint over it. Let's do Mobius, and ice crystal skull. We'll do that. Yes, I think we're good. We're gonna do 1024 by 1024. We want to upscale this, don't we? Upscale. Image by, or just upscale image. to 1024. Now it's good to go. Okay. Put that in. All right, is this enough right here to get what we need? Let's try it. Q prompt. The shadows of the palm trees are sickening sneaky. Yeah, I like that. Let me take another look at it. Where did it go? Yeah, that's so cool. I love that so much. Ooh, interesting. The thing is, though, it's a little too... Well, what I'm going to want to do is upscale it, rather. I'm not going to explain everything, obviously. Just bear with me, guys. I'm going to complete the morphing request in a moment. We're going to drag that out. Upscale. Image by. Lexos 125. Okay, code it back into the latent for the K-sampler. And we need the model, we need the clips, the prompts rather. And we should be good. Decode. Okay, preview. Now we should be good. Oh, we want a different positive and negative, don't we? Actually, we can keep the same negative, that's fine, but for positive, this is going to be a new thing here. Okay, let's try it. Whoops. And it's starting to morph. Have I ever thought about making a mini movie about these art? No, I really haven't, but that's an interesting idea. Didn't mean that they don't mean anything right now. What I meant is that you can use your talent in art more. I'm not quite sure I know what you're getting at. Let's see. Okay, we need to denoise this a little higher, I think. How's this going to be? Ooh, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, that's beautiful. That will be, I think, the end result. So, we got this. Let's do 0.6 for the denoise, I think. Okay, maybe. It's still not looking like the original very much. So we're trying to turn this into the crystal. Denoise of 0.5 maybe? Nope, that's still a disco ball. Have I tried using Flux? Yeah, I've used Flux Dev. It's pretty slow but pretty cool. I think I'm not doing something right with the settings, but just because it takes me so long to render them, even on my hardware, but I'll figure it out eventually. Let's do 0.55. Is this sort of a blend of a skull and a disco ball? I want it to be somewhere in between the skull and the disco ball. Okay, you can kind of see a face starting to peek out of that. That's kind of funny. Let's do 0.7 for the denoise. Maybe that'll be a good place. Almost. Oh, tell a story with these instead of shock. Yeah, I agree. It would be cool to tell a story with these to some degree. I just don't know how to approach that yet. But I'll give that some thought for sure. Hey Talib, how's it going? So I think we're finding a sweet spot here around 0.55 to 0.56 on the denoise. I think this is fine. Can we do even like more granular? 0.555? No, it's gotta be only in hundredths. Let's try this. All right, so I'm not a huge fan of that. 6. There we go. I think that'll be good. Yeah, okay, now we're talking, you guys. So we start with the disco ball, and we start progressing into a skull, an ice skull. I think that'll be pretty interesting. At long last. Let's give it a shot. Good to go. A disco ball morphing to a crystal ice skull. For the prompt. And let's let her rip. Hey, Aki, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Can I recommend you make some cool DMT psychedelic AI creations? Absolutely, yeah. That's a great idea. I love doing stuff like that. Maybe after this I'll consider it. I do have to wrap up soon, though. I usually go for about an hour, but we're coming up to an hour and a half. I can probably take it at least to an hour and a half. Hey, thank you, Swerving Fern. I really appreciate you. It's very nice of you to say that. I think this will be pretty cool. So if all goes well, it will be a very subtle morph between these 4 sequences. But it should be a perfect loop, and it should just be exactly as described. Look how it even took, like, so in the original image it has this, like, and by the way, we're rendering, so this will take about a minute and a half longer, but in the meantime, we'll just kind of examine the images. So it's really cool how, like, the blue tiles right here with the light hitting it, the AI decided to turn into the right eye socket with, like, a cool blue galaxy kind of light inside of it. Just very unique, very interesting decision. What goes on in my head to be able to create this stuff? Just a whirlwind of nonsense. I don't know. My mind is always racing at 1,000,000 miles a second. So I don't even know what's going on up there half the time. But I'm grateful that something up there is allowing me to make stuff like this. Almost done, you guys. About 12 seconds left for this video. Been using some free AI generators and love making psychedelic stuff. Nice, yeah. Honestly, that's how I got started with, like, AI video is, and I also like the really, like, trippy types of visuals. I would use other AI video generators to make cool stuff before getting into all this, and I still do it to this day. Ooh, okay, so let's take a look. Nice. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I love it, you guys. This is so pretty. What do you think? Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. What if we turn it into a really... No, I don't want to render that again. It took a little too long. Although, what if I do it in... I might be able to do a better version of that. Hang on. Let's try this one more time, but in a slightly different workflow that I have. It might look even cooler, to be honest. Let's try it. Let's try this. Okay, so Q. You like this? I was making this last night. This is from last night. Hey, Pavan, how's it going? Did I share my workflow? No, I'm not really sharing workflows at the moment, but if you follow along on the stream and you're pretty perceptive, you should hopefully be able to recreate something similarly. In the future, I will release the workflows in some capacity, just not at the moment. Love how your imagination and the AI sync, shared energy. Ooh, I like that. That's a really thoughtful comment. Thank you for thinking of that. Let's see what we get here. Oh, that's pretty chaotic. Kind of cool, but not what I was hoping for. Let's bring it back to 512 by 512. Let's bring this weight way down to 0.3. Less control net action here. And then let's see what we get. It's getting more amazing every day, especially when us artists get those crazy prompts. Yeah, it is getting more amazing by the day, and it's so empowering as an artist. A lot of artists right now feel disempowered by it, and like I get and understand like the arguments that they put forward for it. At least I try to understand, because like it's affecting all of us, right? Not just artists, but it's upending entire careers. People are definitely feeling affected by it. But if you really like look at the other end of it as an artist and just as a new way to bring our ideas in our head out into reality, it's really never been more streamlined and democratized. Like truly, it's allowing people to bring their ideas into reality where they previously couldn't, and I think that's beautiful. I also think this is beautiful. Look at this. This is sick. This is sick. Excellent. Thank you from UK. Hey, how's it going? Over the pond. How you doing? Isn't that what they say? Across the pond or something? So this is really nice to look at. I do like this. Let me bump this up to 1.5 for these. Slightly more emphasis on the images. What I've done here is I've brought it from 1 to 1.5 for the weights in the IP adapter. And by doing that, we're going to basically tell the AI, hey, I want to emphasize these input images even further than you already have. So hopefully their core essences will bleed through even more so. Final results. Dubage, yeah, very well said. Can tweak it to your liking and end up coming up with something beyond perfect. Yeah, and especially as you develop a more like mature understanding of what everything does inside of ComfyUI, and you have the predictive ability to know, hey, by changing this like weight, this value right here, like something very specific will happen. And like through practice and experience, you get to know like, oh, that's most likely going to make the video move in this direction or do this ever so slightly. And yeah, the more you memorize these kinds of settings, the more I think quickly you can iterate on ideas and come up with even cooler and cooler stuff. This is pretty cool. I think this is my favorite version so far of the idea that we've had here. The disco ball morphing into a skull. It's just very, very cool looking. Should I upscale it real quick? Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I think I will. Let's try this. So we're gonna do this. Model, positive, negative. Let's upscale it real quick, and then I think I gotta end it, you guys. I'm getting a little tired here. Okay. Think we should be good. What is it, 512 by 512? Surely. How many steps? 12 and 1? 4 and 1. I guess this should be okay. Oh no, we're not good because the model is coming straight. Yeah, we don't want that. That was a lesson from last time. Am I hungry? Yeah, kinda. Why are people asking if I'm sick? I'm not sick. Do I sound raspy? I am not sick, no. But the model here needs to come off of the animate diff side of things, doesn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to reroute this right here, just because we know it's coming from the right location, and then we're going to blinking on over to here as well. That should be good. Nice and good. 4-1. Let's do 10, 12-1. Let's do 8. Yeah, I think that should be fine. CFG of 2, why not? Okay, let's give it a shot. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Oh, you're so welcome, Lang Thing. I appreciate you. So hopefully this won't take too long. What I'm doing right now is basically just upscaling the results of this disco thing, but I'm using an advanced way. I'm using a pretty advanced upscaler for it, as opposed to the generic built-in upscale image by node that you see right here. The approach I'm taking now is it typically yields much more beautiful results. Back in advertising, we would talk about how computers will take over everything. Yeah, from good design, typography. Yeah, definitely. It's ascension. AI is, you know, pretty much reigning over more and more things by the day, and we kind of just have to make peace with it. I mean, like, there's a lot of people who want to decelerate. I think they're called decelerationist or something. They want to slow it down or stop it altogether, but like, honestly, good luck with that. Like, I don't see how we can put this back in Pandora's box at this point. It's just not feasible. So we're gonna have to learn to really adapt to it, at least for now. Like, there's no sign, there's no signal that this is gonna be slowing down anytime soon. So if you want to stay marketable and relevant in the marketplace, you're gonna have to make peace with it and adapt. It kind of just is what it is. Not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but it's just practical. Who are some visual artists you really like? Steven? I haven't heard of Steven Human Papa Bear. I'm not familiar with those people you've mentioned. I'll look them up though. I really like artists like Alex Gray. He's really, really good. Very innovative and just does great stuff. He does a lot of the artwork for Tool, like their album art, the band Tool. A lot of like DMT style visuals. Alex Gray, I'm sure you'll recognize his work like right away. Stuff like this, you know, super cool and trippy. So I really like stuff like that. Okay, where are we at? We're at 23 seconds, and how many tiles? I think this will go fairly fast, actually. Yeah, we're only at 8 steps. This won't be too bad. Jonathan Singer, Android Jones. I'm afraid I haven't heard of them either. I probably should brush up on my artists. I mean, I follow some really cool accounts here on Instagram who do AI videos that I really like Gertie Got It and JBoog, and I mean, there's a lot of amazing talent in the open source AI community that I follow, but I haven't heard of those names. People said the same thing with ancient photography. Yeah, I mean, when a new paradigm comes along, there's always going to be people who are like, nope, just crossing their arms, shaking their head. And you're certainly welcome to take that approach to life, but you really can't stop progress. You can't stop innovation. It has a mind of its own, and if you want to stay marketable and relevant, you're going to have to learn the new tools. Please do some of those when we're doing lives. Oh yeah. I mean, I do lives. I try and aim for like 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, like Monday through Friday. It's not always the case. Like today, obviously, I started a lot later, but I try and aim for around 12 noon Pacific. AI psychosis. Just a new and effective tool for us people to leverage. Very true. Yeah. I'm definitely going through an AI phase right now where I'm very obsessed with the tools and the technology. But if something even more interesting comes along, I will certainly try and learn it, but this is definitely the hot thing at the moment. Does local... Oh, nice. Has his own... Ooh, cool. His own VR visual program thing. That sounds sick. Is that on the MetaQuest 3, the microdose thing? I'd love to check that out. I have a MetaQuest. Oh, he worked with Tipper and Alex Gray. Sick. I use Tipper in a lot of my videos. I love Tipper's music. Where are we at here? So, pause, sync. And guys, if you're wondering why we're just sitting idly by, we're waiting for the upscale to finish on this video. Hopefully it won't look like a total jumbled mess. But I have a feeling it will be pretty cool. And it's almost done. Just about a minute or two longer should be done. Line work on Joy Division. Never heard of that. Line work, Joy Division? Or just Joy Division? Is Joy Division like a musician or something? I feel like I should probably know more about stuff. Especially artists and musicians. Kind of in my own little world. Nice. It looks like we're at the last step here with the upscale. It goes in a series of tiles. When it's upscaling with this approach, it uses a tiling format. And right now it's about 4 tiles worth of upscale. It's kind of like upper left, upper right, lower left, and then lower right. And as you can crudely see here in the preview, we are finally on the lower right quadrant of our upscale, which means it's the final step. So as soon as this green bar reaches its conclusion, you should have a result. Oh, sick. Oh, yeah, I have a friend who goes to Tipper concerts too. I should check out Tipper sometime. I only just recently found out about Tipper. I really like musicians like Spangle and Younger Brother, stuff like that. Psytrance, Sybient style music I'm obsessed with. But yeah. Stephen Hugh and Jonathan Singer also do visuals. Oh, nice. Oh, stuff reminds me of the stuff I see. Nice, nice. Yeah, hopefully my stuff kind of resonates in some way with those audiences. That's what I'm going for. Glad to hear it. Ooh, this is really cool looking. All right, so, wow. I don't know what else I was expecting, but I do like it. It's a lot going on at once, but then again, so is the original. So I think it really did its job as far as the upscale. Here it is blown up at full res. It's quite pretty. I actually really like it. Especially, let me interpolate it to make it look even more beautiful. That will be something special for sure. So let's drag this into Topaz, do a quick 60 frame interp right there. Should just be a couple seconds. Oh, you were at their last show? They're not performing anywhere, right? Or at least at the moment, I don't think. I heard that they retired for the time being. I could be wrong, but I would love to see Spangle in person. That would be such a dream. Hey, hey, how's it going? Let's see. Okay. Pretty. Yeah, that's really pretty, you guys. It's not the cleanest interpolation. I could get it a little better if I used a different technique that takes a little longer, but this is still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. I am from the United States, my friend. Where are you from? Alright guys, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to wrap it up. This is a good place to park it though. I think we did some pretty fun stuff here. incredible. Yeah, no, isn't this crazy? Pretty cool. What if, maybe real quick, I can try interpolating it. I don't know how long it'll take. It might not be practical, but let's try it real quick. I mean, I know I just interpolated it, but I have an even better technique that might be even better for this. So let me see if we can't get something out of it. Okay. And 5x it. I think we're good. Okay. And then we'll end it. Dante Inferno line art. Ooh, I love the Dante Inferno story. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm really in love with your beats. Thank you so much. What do I use for creating? ComfyUI, the program you're looking at right now, this is called ComfyUI. And it is definitely my, it's the program that I use the most, by far. It's just the most versatile. I mean, look at this. Look at this crazy shit. This is crazy. Like, where else can you make stuff like this? It's just insane. It's so much fun. Can we see this fully realized on your channel? Yes. I might post this to my page. I will think about it. I'm definitely going to post this to my page, the one we made at the start of the stream, if I still have it. Yeah, this thing right here, this is going up pretty soon, I think. And it's going to be like upscaled and look even cleaner than it looks here, so that will be a lot of fun. Okay, I think we're going to do good with the interpolation. We're five passes deep here. We're going to go to, so basically when about 9 of these lines here are cleared, that's when it's finally done. And we're currently sitting at 6. So 6 out of 9 have completed. So we're almost there. Hey, Mr. McCabe. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the comment. Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost there. What kind of music do I normally feel like favorite music? I really like psytrance and electronic stuff that's very hypnotic and droning and kind of tribal even. Really into stuff like that. You'll get a pretty solid taste of my musical preferences if you watch some of my videos on my page. I use a lot of stuff that I really enjoy in my videos, like Spangle and stuff like that. Tipper. All right. Yeah, this is so beautiful. This is even more beautiful than the first interpolation we did. So pretty. Again, whoever had this idea originally, thank you so much for your suggestion.